You don't want to rely on timber and screws to hold up your instrument. That's why we use steel. Hi, Jonathan from Lab Bench. Just thought I'd grab a quiet section of the workshop and run through some features on the Lab Bench. One of the practical ideas of a Lab Bench is to incorporate the PC that works alongside your instrument. We have a touch-out keyboard tray, which has enough room for a full-size keyboard and mouse. Our dynamic monitor arm system can take up to 2 monitors for a bench this size. PC tower brackets located on the side of the bench. A bench without drawers will house the PC inside the cupboard. Storage solutions, cupboards and drawers. Our drawers use a Blum construction system fabricated in Austria with their soft close technology. A typical low profile drawer unit, which is underneath the keyboard tray, is 120mm deep, 525mm wide, and the internal depth is 435mm. I'll show you a little bit more detail about the dynamic monitor mounts in another video. At Lab Bench, we're really proud of our stainless steel frames. This is what underpins your instrument in the laboratory. TIG welded 316 stainless steel with a mill finished, which has been hand polished so you don't see any of the welds. This sort of fabrication technique is used in the marine industry in those harsh, salty environments. Stainless steel laser cut tabs, which are TIG welded to the frame, and then we mount the panels and the drawer carcasses to the stainless steel tabs. An integrated system that will take up to half a ton. And again, in another video, we'll prove to you that it'll take at least half a ton. Okay, benchtop options. Standard bench tops are a 32mm laminated resistant bench top. A nice 10-10 radius on the front and the back edge, and then a square edge on each end so that you can marry up bench to bench to form one long laboratory workstation. Other options are a 25mm square edge, fully chemically resistant bench top. Obviously, this is only required in certain applications. On the website, you'll probably notice some benches are optioned as compact. Compact for us means there's no overhang on the bench top, so the bench is actually the size of the frame. And this is if you really need to fit it into a smaller space. All of our cupboards use a touch-open Blum tip-on system, again made in Austria. This cupboard houses our vacuum pump noise reduction technology. Let's start with the Australian-made fireproof insulation. Our temperature controller is designed and constructed here in Australia. Along with the Blickle anti-vibration casters, the aluminium floor eliminates vibration from your vacuum pump through to the bench top and your instrument. Just before I spin the bench around and show you each side, I did mention the casters. These are locking swivel casters that are braked. That means when you turn the caster and lock it, it stops it from swiveling, and obviously the brake means it won't roll away. The wheel is chemically resistant and non-marking. The end of the bench, you can see we have ports for tubes or cables, and the inlet grill for the silent fan. Okay, so the back of the bench. Once again, we use the Blum tip-on touch-open door latch, and the back section has the power distribution board. We'll do another video on the options that are available for the power distribution board. Tubes and cables in, power in from your laboratory GPO. You can see at the back of the vacuum pump noise reduction enclosure, we have 60 and 80mm ports for your vacuum tubes and oil drains. The outlet fan grill, which is optioned with a 3D printed 150mm duct. An additional 60mm port at the bottom if you want to plug the vacuum pump directly into your laboratory GPO. Back to the distribution cupboard, there's multiple ports and cutouts for cables and tubes to run within the bench. There's also a port if you wish to run the vacuum pump through your power distribution board. Just take a quick look at the PC end of the bench, where we have narrow or wide option PC tower brackets, 60mm ports for your PC cables in, also tubes. We are extremely proud that our benches are made here in Australia. We have some parts sourced from Germany and Austria. 95% of the bench is fabricated right here in Australia. As I mentioned before, our temperature control units, plus all of our wiring looms are done in-house. All our panels, bench tops, drawers, frames are all made here at Lab Bench. As I mentioned, we're very proud of this product. So much so that each bench has its own serial number. There's a photographic record of every bench with when it was fabricated and who assembled it. So if you have any issues, it's only a phone call or an email. Probably time for me to get out of this space, so keep an eye out for some short videos that we'll be making, explaining in further detail the features that we've discussed in this video.